stay-at-home mama. Welcome to Mom for Every Season, helping you live your most heart-centered and extraordinary motherhood and life. So before I get started, my name is Taryn if you are brand new, and today's video is just a fun tag. I was tagged a couple weeks ago from Felicia over at Felicia Crow 93, and I'm going to be doing a stay-at-home mom tag, and Avery's up right now. I've literally tried to film a video over the last couple days like 4 or 5 times, and it's just not working. So I'm gonna try and bust through these questions as fast as I can without having a noisy toddler in the background. Anyway, so I'll make sure to put Felicia's info in the description box down below. You can check out her video after you're done with mine, but I'll just be answering some questions about being a stay-at-home mom. Okay, and yes, the last couple days have been somewhat, hard in motherhood. So I'd love to know in the comments down below if you guys have hard days in motherhood too, because I'm sure other moms can relate to that. And it's kind of nice seeing that it's not always rainbows and unicorns in motherhood. So if we can show other moms that too, then it just makes it so much more relatable. Anyway, so let's get right into the questions, and I'll share with you my tags at the end of the video and in the description box down below as well. Question number 1, I am a stay-at-home mom. I would eventually like to have my own business, so one day being a work-at-home mom. Okay, I chose to stay at home because at the time when I did have my oldest, I was an EMT. My husband also was an EMT, and we lived in a different city than where we worked, and we traveled like 3 hours at a time to get there, and we would work 4 days on, 4 days off. So if I chose to go back, I would have had to leave my daughter for 4 days at a time, or we would have had to figure something else out. So I just, I chose to stay at home just to be with her. I didn't want to leave her for 4 days at a time and overnight, and it just would have made things way more complicated. So, and now, of course, now that I have 3, the daycare costs to keep my kids in daycare would probably far outweigh what I would make anyway working full-time, and I love being at home with them. My kids are 7, my oldest daughter is 7, my son is 3, and my youngest daughter is 1. She's almost 2 in November. I am not part of a mom group, which I definitely have felt this time around after having my 3rd. We recently moved about a year ago, and I haven't found a mom group, but I do know that when I had my first, I think it definitely, having a mom group, we had a birth and babies group, it definitely helped with my mental health and just being able to go out and socialize with moms. So I do recommend trying to find a mom group, especially if you are a first-time mom. I mean, I think moms in general need to be social with other moms, and it's a great way to connect and be able to relate to other moms. Number 5, no. Do I have it all together? No way, and I don't think anybody ever has it all together, which can be very misleading, of course, these days, because social media is kind of all we post is our positives and the good things, but I definitely don't have it all together. And you saw at the beginning when I was saying it's been a hard couple of days in motherhood, that there's just some days that are really good and some days that are really bad. And I've talked about in my other videos how like my house, doesn't stay clean, like spick and span, but I've been able to just let that go and prioritize my self-care, prioritize my family. And yeah, sometimes it goes well, and other times, it's motherhood. I have a little bit of both. I do definitely think that we have certain aspects that are more routine. Usually more so in the morning, at night, and then the rest of the day is kind of more in the flow. We have a routine around naps a little bit. We definitely have certain things that we like to do, we like to read books before bed. I think it's important to have a little bit of both. It's important to have the routine because the kids do well under a routine, but then at the same time it's nice to be able to go with the flow as well. I plan on, I'm in the process of starting a business, so I'm hoping in the next year to be, more so a work-at-home mom. Seriously, my dream would be to be able to stay at home with my kids still running a business, but I would love to do online courses, or my real big dream is to be able to do retreats for moms, just to be able to get away and reconnect with themselves. And that's my big goal. And this, I think, is another question, but always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until my kids were like school age, and then once they were all in school, then I would look at getting back to work. But yes, I've always wanted to just be at home with them while they're young, and it's kind of always been a dream of mine to be a stay-at-home mom. I think it just has like ebbs and flows. Like some weeks like the house is really organized and, well, not organized, but really clean. Like there's just some, and then there's other days where life happens and the house looks like a complete disaster. So, I mean, my husband works away a lot still, so he's only here really half of the month. So I think definitely when he's gone, it's a little bit harder to keep up because it's just me and the kids, and they are like little tornadoes and destroy the house in like, 10 seconds flat. So, but I think for me, I've just kind of let go of having a spick and span clean house. So I don't stress out too much about keeping up with housework. I mean, now as the kids are getting older, they help out quite a bit. So that's really nice. Currently, no, I don't have any extra income. I mean, I've done network marketing and I've had other businesses that I no longer do, but now at this point in the time, no, I have no extra income. My husband does a lot of overtime, so that's kind of where we get any extra money from. I love having the flexibility to be able to, obviously stay at home with them and partake in their school activities, or my daughter's in gymnastics and stuff like that, and I love raising them while they're young. The biggest struggle I have with motherhood or being a stay-at-home mom, I think, is that just the isolation of it, that I mean, you're at home with them all the time and you don't get a break, and it's hard when like I kind of get in the cycle where I don't want to leave the house, but then I also know that it's gonna be better for my mental health, because I find it can be very lonely. You're with your kids all the time, but then you don't really get a whole lot of adult interaction. My partner, I've already said, I guess I already answered this, but my spouse is EMT or paramedic, depending on where you're from, what it's called. I usually shower neither, because I usually end up showering in the afternoon during one of my kids' naps. That's kind of the only time I can shower. No, I don't wear makeup every day. Usually if it's school drop off or I'm dropping off like my oldest at gymnastics, I don't usually wear any makeup at all. I will only put on makeup do my hair if I have plans, and usually my hair is a ponytail or a braid. I'm usually one to work out quite often, but I have kind of a hip and ankle injury right now, so I've just been keeping it to yoga, or we like to ride our bikes or go for walks. Really, for me, it's more about getting outdoors and just being able to like move my body. Cleaning schedule, I don't have a cleaning schedule. Right now through the summer, my kids kind of have a chore list, so we've been doing that where they have a certain amount of items to do that are just kind of their normal, and then anything extra they'll help out, then they can earn an allowance on it. But for me personally, I don't have a cleaning schedule. I find it more too restrictive, because then with my husband's schedule, it just doesn't work, because on the days that he's home, we're going to try and spend as much family time as we can. I haven't washed my floors in a while. I'll wash my floors, but if the bathroom needs a priority, then the bathroom gets first. So we do try and go on dates, and I do believe it's like one of our priorities. Usually we'll get like my mom or his mom to babysit, and we try and go on dates. Usually it's like maybe once a month. Sometimes we'll go a couple months without one, but we do try and make it a priority. What's up? Elena's back from gymnastics. So last question is, yes, I do try and I have a morning routine that I wake up before the kids, and I like to spend usually an hour and a half either journaling or meditating or just reading a book. So I really like to do that before they get up, just because then it just starts my day off connecting with myself before, obviously as a mom, your time and energy goes to your little peoples once they're up. So that's why I try and make it that's like one of my number one priorities. Okay, I have to finish this video outside because my kids are home now. But for this last part, thank you so much, Felicia, for tagging me, and I will be tagging Rebecca Shepherd, Harleen G, Daily Dose of Davis. Okay, and the next ones are newer YouTubers, so make sure you check out them as well. But La Rosalie, Trendy Mama, and Carla Mageno I'm also tagging. So I'll make sure to put all of their info in the description box down below. And feel free to do this tag too and let me know how it goes And again, I'd love to know if you guys ever have hard days in motherhood, because it's just nice to share that and relate that with other moms. If you want to see any other videos on intentional motherhood or mindful parenting, budgeting, to check out these videos here. And if you are brand new, I would love for you to stick around and hit that subscribe button. But that's it for now. Bye for now.